presentation has been closed captioned.
Who is the one with the zing in his chassis? Not very sweet, but he's bright and he's sassy. When you're with him, you better leave your cares behind. It's Herbie. He makes you feel that there's a rainbow waiting just around the bend. And if the chips are down, you know he'll help you to the end. And Herbie's my best friend. My best friend. My best friend. No, I'm not racing anymore. I've moved on to bigger and better things. Well, that's the time to expand, isn't it, Mr. Harrington? When you've got a thriving business. You know the old saying about the rich getting richer? Yes, we're shaking the old money tree here at Famous Driving School, Mr. Harrington. No. Well, yes. I want a loan, but I don't want a big loan. Just enough for a down payment on a couple of late model cars to go with the other late model cars that we've got here. I see. Thank you, Mr. Harrington.
Great driving, Mrs. Gurney. Can't believe it's your maiden voyage.
If I'd known it was going to be this easy, I wouldn't have waited so long.
Well, a couple of smiling faces. You must have done okay, huh, Mrs. Gurney?
Her son gave her the lessons for her birthday.
85 years old today. Tell me that was the car, or they'll take me back to the home again.
Well, it's just a part of our very special service, Mrs. Gurney.
Oh, there's my son, Dennis. I can hardly wait to tell him about the lessons. But not about the horn. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Mrs. Gurney.
Bye-bye.
We'll see you next week. How'd she do?
Perfect score. Never shifted a gear, never found the brake, and didn't open her eyes through a single intersection.
Nice going, Herbie. Just wait. Herbie will give her so much confidence that she could drive a school bus through the interchange at rush hour. Bye-bye. He loves making up to the little old ladies, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, he's making a little old man out of me.
Yeah, well, you know, that wouldn't be, Bo, if you just had more faith in Herbie. Now, what you got to remember is that every once in a while a car comes off her production line, and it's a little bit different than all the rest.
Oh, I hear you. But every once in a while, when I'm squeezing between a cement mixer and an oil truck with one of those old ladies, I'd settle for a run-of-the-mill car with dual controls. Which reminds me, how did it go with the loan today? Did you get the 10 grand? 5? 2,500? Zip, huh? Well, Dr. Bo is in the know. I got the remedy right here. It's an entry form for next weekend's Long Beach Grand Prix.
Dr. Bo, the answer is no.
Are you kidding? Look at this prize money.
Yeah, you tell him, Herbie. No, Bo. There've been too many races won and too many girlfriends lost. What do we got to show for all these years? Nothing. Herbie and I want to settle down. And that means we're through with racing.
Well, I'm not through with eating. That takes money. Since I'm mentioning money, what are my chances of getting paid for this week? For last week? The week before?
I tell you what I'll do, Bo. I'll go by the bank.
Don't go by the bank. Go in it. Maybe I should go with you?
Don't you have some work on that Chevy? It's our only automatic. Smile, we got a customer. Good afternoon.
Famous Driving School?
Jim Douglas here. If you're interested in driving lessons, I'm afraid most of our other cars are out right now.
Well, how about the Chevy?
Couldn't I interest you in the stick shift?
No, I'm sorry. The Chevy's the one that the finance company wants back.
Well, if you can get it started, you can have it.
Come on, get in.
They're the police when you need them.
Herbie, what are you doing? Stop on it. Are you going crazy? If you're not thinking about your fenders, think about my life and live. Watch the truck. Watch the truck.
I'll take care of this clown.
Let's get out of here. My way. Freeze! Hold it!
It's all over now. You're all right.
Yeah, I wish someone would tell my niece.
You okay, ma'am?
Yes.
I heard you did some fancy drive to stop him.
Well, yeah.
Nice going, Mac. You need a lift, ma'am. Let us know.
Oh, I owe you a big thanks.
Well, I mean, you're welcome, but I didn't really have much to do with it. You might say I was driven.
Well, I don't know what made you do it, but I do know that you saved my life.
Well, I can't think of any life I would rather have saved.
I wish there was something I could do to thank you.
Well, I do own a driving school, and if you know anybody that needs driving lessons, well, you can...
Jim Douglas.
Mm-hmm.
There's a Jim Douglas that teaches driver's ed at the high school.
You found me out.
You have a Julie McLean in your class.
Yeah, sure do.
I'm Julie's mom, Susan.
Well, hello, Susan.
There is something you can do for me. Julie's really not a very good driver. Oh, no reflection on your class, of course. But she really could use some private instruction.
What about your husband? Is he a coward?
Sort of a deserter. We've been divorced for over 5 years.
Oh. Well, I'm sure that Herbie'd be delighted to teach her.
Herbie, I was kind of hoping you would.
Herbie's our car, and I would be delighted to teach her.
Great. I don't suppose you could start this afternoon.
I just had a cancellation.
Good. Here's our address.
4 o'clock, okay?
It's fine.
Good. I'll see you then.
Thanks.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean, fella. That's one good-looking lady. Another first, Herbie. I bet you've never seen me dress up for a student's mother before, huh? No, thanks.
I've got a special, only $5 a bunch.
Yeah, no thanks. Herbie! Herbie! I'll take them.
I've got a special on some candy, too.
No, the flowers are enough, thanks. Hey, kid. I think she's gonna get candy, too.
Julie, he's here.
You're right, it is Mr. Douglas from school. Oh, no, he's brought that little car.
That's the car he uses to teach him.
I can't learn in that kind of car, Mom. It's embarrassing.
Yeah, I'm gonna learn in a TR7 or a Datsun 280Z.
I think it's a neat car.
There was one just like it in the circus, and 12 clocks got out.
Exactly. And that's just what I'll feel like when I get in it.
Julie, I owe my life to that man.
Then you take the lesson.
I will.
Hi.
Oh, hello.
Come on in.
Thank you.
This is all of us.
All of us.
Well, you know Julie, Matthew, Robbie.
Hi. Hi. Hi.
Matthew and Robbie.
This is Mr. Douglas.
Was your car ever in the circus?
Well, no. No, but there was a few races before we retired.
All right. Could it take a Datsun 280Z?
Well, I don't know, but it could sure take a whole family on a driving lesson.
Oh, boy, I get a lesson.
And I get a headache.
Go on, kids. It'll be fun.
Well, I was hoping that Mother would enjoy the drive, too.
She would. But she's kind of busy right now.
Well, would you be interested in a private lesson a little bit later? It involves dinner.
That's really very nice. But maybe another time?
Oh. Well, you better take these now. They may not keep till some other time. Your turns are okay.
Does that mean the lesson's almost over?
Well, I can't say the same for your enthusiasm.
Oh, no. Jason and Raymond from school.
Hey, you're going to get us killed. Man, you never would have stopped if you didn't have dual controls. Where are they?
Luckily, a car like Herbie practically drives itself.
Thanks, Herbie.
Hey, Julie, is that you? Funny way of teaching her to keep her eyes on the road, Mr. Douglas.
Yeah, I guess she was doing it through a hole in the floor.
Hey, you want to bring some rubber, Mr. Douglas?
Remind me to review the chapter on road etiquette, just for those two. Make a right turn here. Speaking of etiquette, who is that turkey?
Randy, Mom's boyfriend. And Mom.
Hey, I'm sorry about that, but I just wanted to catch up with you.
Well, yeah, I noticed.
Hey, I owe you thanks for saving my little lady here.
Your little lady.
Yes, and my mother thanks you for rescuing a considerable amount of money for her bank.
Oh, well, I have a little loose change there myself.
Oh, Mother will be glad to hear that. She's chairman of the board. In fact, Susan was at the bank to join us for a luncheon when those hoods interrupted our plans.
Well, it's a good thing I interrupted theirs, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, look, if the lesson's over, I thought I'd take the children for some treats. Huh?
All right.
Huh?
Hey, yeah.
Lesson's over.
Oh, by the way, Douglas, quaint idea, the candy and the flowers. Does that go with all the lessons or just special ones, huh? Okay, everybody, let's go.
Thanks, Herbie. $6 for the candy, $5 for the flowers. Next time, don't pick a lady with 3 kids in a Mercedes.
I'll be right down, Randy.
My car is gone.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
Well, I'm sure your friend Douglas isn't sorry. Look what he's done with his ridiculous little Volkswagen. He's pushed my Mercedes into that rainforest.
Jim Douglas?
Yeah, I saw him sneaking away in his car.
I can't believe it. Why would he do a thing like that?
Jealousy. Turns grown men into destructive little children.
How come you parked there, Uncle Randy? The upholstery, the carpeting, the leather, it's all ruined.
Yeah, well, the whole evening is ruined. Here.
Hello.
Hi, this is Susan.
Well, hello, Susan.
I knew you'd be home.
Well, I didn't know you'd be calling, but as long as you did, I'm glad I am.
Then you didn't just drive by my house.
In my mind, a dozen times.
I don't know why, after this afternoon.
Well, I don't know why either. 3 kids in a Mercedes?
The Mercedes has been canceled for the evening. Something happened to it. My date's off.
Does this mean you're giving old Candy and Flowers a chance?
I'd love to.
Don't move.
Well, luck must be changing, old buddy. We got a date with a lady. Would you believe it? Something happened to the other guy's car. Your engine's warm. Where have you been, anyway? Don't tell me. I don't want to know.
Take a girl for dinner.
Oh, I care. What are you doing here?
I'm working nights. They pay me. Money. And the leftovers from the kitchen aren't bad either. Hi. What are you doing here? You can't even afford to have me park your car.
Jim, I hate to disappoint you, but I'm not sure I'm dressed to go in here.
Oh, well, I certainly wouldn't want to embarrass you.
Where are we going?
I think it's a surprise. Thank you.
One of your favorite spots?
Not since high school. No, we don't have to stay long.
At least give me a chance to finish my hamburger.
Oh, sure, sure. Julie. She's going to make a good driver.
Probably gets it from her father. He's a race driver.
Oh?
George McLean.
George McLean. I think I came up against him years ago when I was racing.
Would you believe he is still racing in the circuit somewhere in Europe? But if you don't mind, I'd rather not talk about that.
The subject closed. What do you want to talk about?
I think the car is moving.
Would you like to talk about the moon?
I think we better talk about you taking me home.
Right.
You're not going to believe this. We're out of gas.
You're right, I don't. I would hate for our first date to be our last.
Word of the wise guy is sufficient.
You take the third degree very well.
Well, facing your 3 kids is no worse than being audited by the Internal Revenue Service.
You've been very sweet.
Be careful. I could get to like that. Only kidding.
We'll see who's kidding. Well, Mr. Douglas, you give driving lessons, do you? Well, I've got a lesson to teach you. Oh, you'll find out. You got a tiger by the tail, Douglas.
Look like you've been through a dust bowl. Or a salad bowl.
Sorry, I'm a few minutes late.
A few. I got 8:40.
No kidding? See, I got 8:20, 8:23, 8:29, and 8:15. Oh, I've been doing a little door-to-door moonlighting for Alexander Jewelers. Well, you went out with the new lady last night, huh?
Yeah. Knock it off. Yeah, she's a terrific gal, but it was just another date.
How can you even think of going on a date when you're practically engaged to Randy?
Does it mean I can't like someone else? I guess I do like Jim Douglas a little.
I like this car a lot.
I don't know. We didn't do much of anything, actually, but I had a great time.
Uh-oh. Sounds like trouble.
That would be trouble. There are 3 kids to support. The middle one's going to need braces, and the daughter has very expensive tastes.
He's not what you'd call wealthy, Mother. And I'm going to be going to college in a year or so.
Yeah, and I'm gonna need braces. Maybe we can marry Randy and keep Jim's car.
Then there's old Moneybags, the boyfriend. I just don't have the kind of bread to compete with him.
Well, you would have with Herbie's winnings from the Long Beach Grand Prix.
And not even if I had the entry fee.
Mom, the bottom line is he's a race car driver. And you know what that means.
He gave that up long ago.
Did he really? Didn't you make that mistake once before?
A lecture from my daughter?
Only a suggestion, Mom.
Well, here are a few questions.
I'd love to see her again. If I could get a few answers.
Hello?
Susan, this is Jim. I hope you don't mind my calling.
Mind, you just beat me to it.
Susan, I had a great time last night, and, well, I must admit that I woke up with a few questions.
Yeah, I was looking for a few answers myself.
First question, how about having coffee with me this afternoon after class?
I hope they're all that easy, yes. I'll be downtown shopping. Pick me up in front of Riverton Stationers about 4.
You got it. So long.
Bye.
Hello?
Hi, it's me, Julie. I warned her about his being a race driver, like you said. She said he's through with racing.
Do you believe that, Julie?
I don't know what to believe.
Well, you owe it to your mother to find out.
I just want to do the right thing.
You are. Just do what I told you. I'll do the rest, huh?
Just wanted some of you hotshots to know that that little car you challenged yesterday could take care of itself when it wanted to.
You mean in his day?
In any day.
You mean you're still racing?
No. Herbie and I are retired.
Yeah, kind of like an ex-heavyweight champ, eh, Mr. Douglas? Fat, slow, and over the hill.
Not exactly. No, Herbie still has it. He just doesn't have to prove it anymore.
You sure didn't prove it to us yesterday.
Well, Jason, I told you that's not the time or place for racing.
How about the dragster? The guys are going out there this afternoon.
Yeah, come on out with us, Mr. Douglas. You can show us something.
No, I'm afraid not, fellas. I have more important things to do.
Yeah, he's got to drive Herbie out to the retirement village.
Easy now, Herbie. Easy, old-timer. I'm sorry. It's a slip of the tongue. Just a slip of the tongue.
Hi. I think it's working, but I'm not sure.
Look at that. You might have been more persuasive than you thought, dear. Let's find out, shall we? Come on, hop in.
Glad you could make it.
Well, I had a few questions.
Yeah, me too. Like about a boyfriend.
And about racing.
Let's get some coffee.
Well, looks as though our timing was perfect.
Looks like Mr. Douglas has been to the car wash. How can you tell? Because Herbie's all washed up.
Just some kids from school. They're kidding. Don't pay any attention to them.
Are you following those boys?
No. Well, in a way, yes, I am. See, there's some great coffee shops down this way. And we are definitely going to stop for coffee.
Yes, I heard you the first time.
I'm sorry. I get in the habit of repeating myself at school just to make sure that everybody understands.
Black kettle up ahead. It's quiet, it's convenient.
Oh, great. Well, we'll stop there. We'll stop at the Black Kettle. Or, maybe we'll just keep on looking. Beautiful day, isn't it?
Yes.
Following those boys, aren't you?
Well, I guess so. You see...
Is this a racetrack?
Oh, no. Oh, no. It's a drag strip.
I don't get it. What are we doing here?
Well, I've been a little concerned about my students. You see, oh, this is wild. I mean, they're wild. They need supervising. One thing we're definitely not doing here is racing. We are definitely not going to race.
Wow, my mom in a drag race?
I guess that puts the lid on Mr. Douglas, Julie dear. Now, watch me drive the nails into his coffin.
But just let me out of this car, thank you. Let me ask you one thing. Was that not a race we just had?
No, that was a race.
Yeah, talk about showing us something.
I'll show you that engine.
Well, you certainly showed me something.
Look, I really am sorry.
What?
I really am.
What was all that talk about your being through with racing?
Let me explain.
Forget it. You just did like my husband did for 12 years, and he is still on the circuit.
Susan...
Don't you Susan me! You racing nuts are all alike. No responsibilities, playing your childish little ego games.
No, slow down.
Think about his racing. Why? Do you think that I left him? He wasn't a father or a husband.
Well, I'm not your husband either.
That's the good news.
I can give you some bad news.
Some show, Douglas.
What are you doing here?
You in that car? You know, I'll bet you stand a chance at that Long Beach Grand Prix. But, of course, according to Susan, you quit racing.
Yeah, well, it might be a different story if I had the entry fee.
Well, today might be your lucky day. See, this is a little reward check from Mother's Bank. I mean, perhaps there's enough there to cover it. I mean, if you're serious, huh?
I'm as good as racing. Does that answer your question?
Yes. Does this answer yours?
By the way, Douglas, you keep that funny little horn of yours tuned up. Someday soon it'll be playing. Here comes the bride for me.
I'd be delighted. Herbie, I got a feeling we just outsmarted ourselves.
Sure, your mother wants you to be there.
Do we have to go to the honeymoon, too?
Over my dead body.
Anyway, I'd rather stay here and watch Jim Douglas and Herbie race.
Yeah.
You mention their names again, and you'll be watching them from a hospital bed.
You forgot to pack your favorite blouse, Mom.
Oh, I don't know that that's my favorite.
Was it because you wore it that night with Jim Douglas?
No. Anyway, I haven't given Jim Douglas another thought.
I know this is just another race to you, Jim. You won them all, you and Herbie. I've seen the films and these pictures thousands of times. But for me, it's a first, a brand new experience.
Yeah, you might get paid.
You know something? Forget the money. I get all tingly when I think of standing there on the finish line with you and Herbie and reporters and fans and everybody.
Well, not everybody.
I guess he'll be racing today.
Listen, I'm getting married today. That's the only thing that's on my mind. Racing and Jim Douglas don't interest me in the slightest.
What if you really meant to quit racing, Mom? And was just sort of pushed into this race?
He's doing what he wants to do.
I hope we all are.
Anyway, it's not going to be a sure thing out there. I don't think Herbie has his heart in all this.
Herbie or you, let's face it, you're still thinking about that gal with the kid trio and the Mercedes?
No, she made her choice and I made mine.
Believe me, I thought it through very carefully. It's the best thing for all of us. Go tell Randy I'll be right down.
I just want you to be sure, Mom.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
Look, if you're thinking of pulling out of this race on account of some female, tell me now. Don't break my heart later.
I'm not pulling out of any race.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Great. I'll go get the gear.
Of course I'm sure.
Here you go.
Thanks.
We're expected at noon, and I'd prefer to be there on time after the arrangements Mother's made. We don't have weddings at the Mission of the Chimes every day, you know.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just keep thinking I may have forgotten something.
Well, whatever it is, I'll buy you a new one when we get to Santa Barbara.
It's a go on the pit crew. I got Stacy, Carruthers, and Ferguson. Yeah, good. Leftovers, but good men.
Now all we need is luck.
You're looking at it. Why, Herbie sure is all fired up.
Yeah, about the wrong thing.
I don't strip Herbie down for action.
All right, knock it off, Herbie. I am not marrying that girl now or ever. Yeah. Well, that's better. Now just straighten yourself out. We've got a race to win.
It's a lock. Hey, Jim! Hey, wait for me! Besides, why don't we just go on the other way?
Why don't you floor it, Randy?
Plenty of time.
We'll probably be driving. Yeah.
There'll be no unhappy boys. What is this, a wedding or a funeral?
Where are you going, Herbie? Santa Barbara? Going to Santa Barbara?
Herbie, I am not getting married. But she is. Right. In Santa Barbara, of course. I suppose she's marrying, that's who I figured. Well, they deserve one another. What do you think we're going to do about it? Stop? We don't even know what time the wedding is. All right, so it's at noon. Noon? Are you kidding? We'll never make Santa Barbara by noon. We're nearly there.
I can't wait.
Well, we're all looking forward to the wedding.
I mean, I really can't wait for a gas station.
All right, forget it, Herbie. This weekend traffic could take hours. There's no way around it. Where are you going now, Herbie? I mean, look, we're not amphibious, Herbie, all right? Okay, Herbie. Now, look, let's consider this thing rationally and calmly and sanely, shall we? What are we doing down here? I mean, you can't get to Santa Barbara from here. All right, look. I know you're interested in the girl. I am, too. I mean, she's a wonderful person. But you have stopped thinking clearly. What are you trying to do, Herbie? Head him off at the pass?
Well, I've done the best I could do on such short notice. You naughty boy.
Well, knowing you, Mother, it'll be perfect.
Oh, thank you, dear. A perfect marriage for a perfect son. And his lovely bride.
All right, now, Herbie, this is it. You gotta turn back. Get it now!
Marriage is a sacred commitment. And this taking of the vows symbolizes the love and trust that will grow within both of you through the years. The beginning steps of a journey that will take you along life's bumpy road.
Slow down, Herbie!
Do you, Randy, take this woman as your lawful wedded wife? And do you, Susan, take this man? If there is anyone who knows of any reason why this man and woman should not be joined in holy wedlock. If so, speak now or forever hold your peace.
It's Herbie.
Looks more like a white Charger to me.
Oh, excuse me, madam. I certainly didn't mean to. Well, hello.
What in heaven's name do you think you're doing, Douglas?
Interrupting something, I guess.
My wedding.
Oh, yes. You're marrying, thank you.
I certainly am.
Well, then go right ahead. Go right ahead. Don't let me disturb you.
Well, perhaps we could continue. I have another wedding at 1:30.
Continue with this man and his ridiculous car standing at the altar like a pair of bridesmaids?
Oh, I kind of thought of us as the best man. In more ways than one.
The only way I think of you is out.
Perhaps I could give you a hint.
Well, that won't be necessary, Padre. Aren't you overdue at Long Beach for that race?
I seem to have found something more important to do.
Susan, are we going to continue or not?
I'm sorry, Randy. I'm really not sure.
Well, I am. Come, Mother.
Great news for the business. Thanks. Bo got the entry fee back. Now we got to get home before he spends it.
You mean you're not even going to try for the race?
Not now or ever.
You heard the lady.
There'll be no unhappy boys. What is this? A wedding or a funeral,
Let's load up, kids. Would it be premature if I asked
Yes, it would. Try me again.
you? You can bet on it. And if I forget, I know someone who will remind me.